Steve Mothersell was a two-year Aggie starter at tight end in 1973 and 74. He played briefly in the World Football League before beginning a career in real estate, land development, and home building, and is now the president and CEO of SCM Construction Management Services. Steve and his wife Diane have made significant financial contributions to USU athletics and facilities projects, and Steve currently sits on USU's National Advisory Board for Aggie Athletics. The Laub Athletic Academics Complex in the north end zone of Maverik Stadium houses the Steve C. Mothersell Athletics Hall of Honor.
I remember Utah State being rated the second or third independent after Tony and Tommy's senior year. We had good coverage about the talent that was coming in. I chose the school because of the energy I felt from the team on the recruit trip and the beauty of the campus and just the overall feeling that I had when I came on a recruit trip here. It just seemed like a really good fit to me. But I wanted to play those schools. You know, I wanted to play Oklahoma. I wanted to play, you know, the teams that the major conferences that we had scheduled. You know, I wasn't afraid to tee it up against them, and neither was anybody else on the team. I was very familiar with Tony Adams and Tom Frisani and the records they had set that year. I truly believed I was coming to a school that was going to throw the football all over the yard. And 2 years later, we end up with the national all-purpose champion. The most memorable game for me was when we beat Utah here my senior year. I caught my one and only pass that year, which I was grateful for. But I had a couple of good downfield blocks that sprung Louis loose for a couple of really long gains. They didn't appear to be that significant in my mind, but because I think we beat them 32-8. I was given the game ball. It's on the game ball, but I haven't looked at it in so long. It was probably the most memorable week, beating a home state rival, especially the University of Utah, and beating them badly, and then being recognized a little bit for that was pretty special. Ken Beezer, you remember Ken. Ken called me one day and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in town. Can we go to lunch?" And I said, "Sure." And he says, "Can you bring Diane?" And I said, "Absolutely, I'd be happy to." So we had a nice lunch with Ken, and he said, you know, that they really wanted to get the North End Zone project going, and I said, "Well, you know, what's it going to cost? Or where are the renderings? You know." He says, "Well, we don't have any of that." And I said, "Well, Ken, you need to hire an architect. You need to get some renderings so people can visualize these things. You need to get a budget together so you know how much money you need to raise, and get it out there. Get a website going and get it out there and go public with it." He says, "Yeah, you're right. We need to do that." So, you know, we left, and on the way home, my wife says, "Gosh, this is exciting. How, you know, this is going to be fun." And I'll be darned if he didn't go back and do it all. 3 months later, I get a call, and he's got renderings. He's got you know, a budget. He's got the little thermometer-looking thing, you know, to measure how much capital is raised and promised. With the wonderful assistance of the Laubs and so many others, we've got a wonderful facility, and now, and at that time, it has its soul, which every great athletic facility should have, recognizing the wonderful student athletes that have made us what we are. I never thought it would grow to what it has, so I'm truly humbled by that. I've always said they were probably two of the most wonderful years of my life. I mean, there is a euphoria that comes over you when you're right where you want to be at a given point in your life. And when I was here, that was commonplace. And when we were winning, it was even more so. There's no place on earth I'd rather be. I am right where I want to be. And that's exactly the way I felt when I was here. And The only years that have rivaled that are the years that have happened recently, in the last 10 years, and the wonderful things that have happened to our athletics here, building some absolutely fantastic facilities, and getting into the Mountain West, serving with President Albrecht on the foundation board, and then having the honor of chairing the board for a few years, and meeting so many wonderful people and seeing so many wonderful people step up on so many things, not just to athletics, but our campaign, which was supposed to be $200 million and ended up $500 million. You know, I just want to see the program exceed, and we've only just begun. A lot of great things have happened, and I am just delighted with all of them, but there's more to do.